All of my houses are smaller than the average American house because the average American house tends to be a bit on the large side compared to what most people's needs really are. Primarily, I set out to create an environment where people would learn about everything they needed to know to build their own small house, and for that matter, design their own small house.
The purpose of the 4 Lights Tiny House Workshop is to inform people how to build a tiny house, inspire them, getting them to meet other people that are interested in the same type of thing, and allow them to build community with like-minded individuals.
We set things up by talking about how to read a set of plans, how to get around zoning and building codes, or meet them and still build small. Once we fill them in on how to use the tools and that sort of thing, we go straight from the foundation up to the ridge cap in terms of building the whole thing.
As a student coming into the workshop for 4 Lights, they're going to get a lot. They're going to get the philosophy behind the whole movement. They're going to get to meet Jay, which is why a lot of people come to the 4 Lights workshops, and they're going to get the hands-on experience with a lot of the step-by-step process of construction that tends to be very daunting for people. Learning how to do plumbing, learning how to do a little bit of the electrical, learning all the basics of those steps, how to frame the walls and brace them and stuff like that. All of that stuff will be covered and kind of demystified within the workshop.
We start with what a hammer is, what kind of tools you would need minimum, or a few extra luxury tools you could have. But we're always aware that there may be people in the audience who have been swinging a hammer for 30 years, so we try to not make it too dumbed down. You know, we have people who have lived on the street with their children coming into these things and looking for an easier way to live. And when they tell their stories and leave knowing more and knowing how to make their lives easier, that always makes me choked up.
All the other workshops out there don't really provide them with the hands-on practice that we actually get to go through. See 3-dimensional trainers that are built, full-size pieces of 2x4 put together in ways that explain how a wall is built, stuff like that. They get to experience that within our workshop.
The whole small house concept allows people to maintain comfort, maintain style, maintain a lot of their previous lifestyle, but you know, kind of get back to a simpler way of living.
I'd already read the books before I came to the workshop, but I had a lot of newbie questions. They were all answered in the workshop. I also felt that there were no questions that were too stupid to ask.
Being able to fiddle with it in person was really useful for me.
This has been a lot of material, a lot of stimulation as well as inspiration.
We like frugality here. We strive for simplicity, we live simplicity, we preach simplicity.
4 Lights is the only place they're going to find all of the information that they need to completely tackle this type of a project, building a tiny home. Getting the philosophy, the construction experience, the community, all of that in one package.
We're helping folks to essentially just make their lives a lot easier and make things easier on the world as well.